What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more car guy content. Now, I want to set the precedence for this video. This was the most reliable vehicle that I had at one time. This was a actually it was a 2000 model. 2000 model Suburban. I was almost going to say 1999, but it's a 2000 model Suburban. For about, I owned this thing for 2.5, almost 3 years. And I had nicer vehicles than this. Like, I had a really nice F-150, but it just didn't ride as smooth as the Suburban. So the preferred vehicle that we would always drive was the Suburban, this 2000 model Suburban. And I drove it everywhere. I mean, I drove it, I live in South Carolina. I drove it down to Helen, Georgia several times. I drove it to Columbia to watch Gamecock football games. I drove it to Charlotte to go to Carowinds. Multiple long trips. Not only that, but I would tow my 18-foot car trailer with it, with cars on it and various other things all the time. It was my preferred towing vehicle. Had a bunch of tools in the back, as well as I let my he's now 17, he was 16 at the time, son drive it, and he got his first ticket in this thing doing 95 and a 45 like an idiot. He also would take it uptown to car meets and do burnouts in it, like donut burnouts, and would beat the hell out of this thing. So I don't want to understate the fact that this was the most reliable vehicle at the time that I was on this. Like, now the Bourbon's gone. I pulled the motor, the transmission, and scrapped the body. I've had this motor sitting on an engine stand now for, I don't know, probably 4 to 6 months, if not longer. And I just now tore into it. And what you're about to see in this video, you could argue with me all day that there's no way that thing ran. That was not a running motor. And I could argue right back with you that it was the most reliable running vehicle that I had for a long time. Amazing that this thing ran. Big shout out to MazdaNissanHeaven.com, sponsors of the channel. This channel is brought to you by them. If you need any kind of LS parts, imports, Ford, domestic, whatever you need, go check out MazdaNissanHeaven.com. They did send me 2 Gen 4 aluminum 5.3 motors that we are going to make good use of. So I appreciate MazdaNissanHeaven.com. Let's get into the video. Oh boy, we got a project that we're working on here. This is a nasty 5.3 out of a Suburban motor. As you can tell, this thing is gunked up. Absolutely disgusting. Believe it or not, this is a running motor. This is what you can expect in a high mileage 5.3 that comes in a Suburban, Silverado, Tahoe. This is the type of gunk that you're going to find on your motor. And this is a running motor. This is like 300,000 mile running motor out of a Suburban. Doesn't run all that great. It's got a lot of problems, but it did run and drive, and believe it or not, it was very reliable despite how absolutely disgusting and horrible this looks. What we're going to do is we're going to tear this completely down, tear this motor completely down. We're going to send the block to the machine shop. We're going to do a 3905 bore stock. These are 3.78. We're going to do a 3905 bore with a 4-inch stroke and make this a 383. And we're going to put that turbo from the previous video on this motor and make this a nice, strong pulling motor. It's going to be a 383 iron block, small eBay turbo, make it a beautiful pulling motor with a nice Brian Tooley Truck Norris cam in it. Should be a absolutely outstanding motor, but obviously this thing has a long way to go. This is disgusting, just nasty. So I'm going to be tearing things apart for you while we get this thing ready to go. Oh my God. Look at these cylinders, man. They are crazy. Look at this one. I can't believe this was a running motor. This is so disgusting. Look at all the oil sludge. It's hard to believe that this was actually a running motor, but it was. This is an actual running motor that came out of a Suburban. That is insane. There's a nasty sludge in this one, nasty sludge in this one, and then these two you can tell we're getting coolant in them. Oh man. Absolutely insane, the carnage on this motor, and yet it was running. Wow. Now, as you'll see here, I got this sped up pretty good to try to get through taking this head off. The valve cover comes off. It's disgusting. I'm popping all the rocker arms loose right now. They come off pretty easily. So far, I can't really see any kind of damage or any kind of problems yet, you know, other than those two cylinders on the driver's side of the motor that you can see here in the video that are disgusting. But pulling off this, here I'm showing you a push rod that's football shaped. It's completely out of whack. You know, that's going to have to be replaced. Obviously, I'm planning on replacing all the push rods. Here we go. We're torquing all of the head bolts loose so we can zip them out with the drill. You know, and they all came off fairly easy. None of them were, you know, loose. None of them were too tight. They all felt, you know, reasonable. And then, you know, here I am zipping them out to hurry up and get the head off. This literally only took a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes to get this head off. It didn't take long at all. Now, these bolts here on the top by the intake manifold, they were pretty disgusting. You know, there's a lot of sludge built up here. This one didn't have a full steamer kit on it that relieves the pressure for the coolant system in the head. It had block-offs in the back and then a steam port kit on the front that crossovered, but that was it. So this is out-of-date style. And the head's off. Boy, this one is just as bad. Extremely gross. Let's see if we can get this head gasket up. Oh, it's already came off. It's on the head. Or maybe it's not even existing anymore. Look at this. This nastiness. In here too. That's from coolant. So coolant in this one. Coolant in this one. Just, wow. So disgusting. And then you can see the cylinders here. We got a stuck valve open down there. Coolant in these. Look at this, covering the spark plug up. It's hard to believe that this is a running motor. Okay, this gasket's still here. Melted on there. Probably from overheating. Wow. Cooked. What a cooked motor. So there she is with no heads on her. And these are, oh boy, these are just fucked. Hilarious. Alright boys, well, this is going to look like a totally different motor. I will show you the bottom end as we pull the bottom end apart.